head coach just walked away from the NFL draft, not after a loss, not after a scandal broke, but right in the middle of building his team. Mike Vrabel leaving day 3 shocked everyone. But this isn't just about football, something much bigger is unfolding behind the scenes. And what's coming next might completely change how you see this situation. A head coach walking away from the NFL draft should never happen. But that's exactly what Mike Vrabel just did, and the timing couldn't be more confusing. Day 3 isn't just filler rounds, it's where depth is built, where hidden gems are found, and where franchises quietly shape their future. And for the New England Patriots, this wasn't a minor day, they had the majority of their picks right here. That's what makes this so hard to ignore. Fans were stunned, analysts were scrambling for explanations. Some brushed it off as a personal decision, others questioned how a head coach could step away at such a critical moment. Because in today's NFL, every pick matters and missing even one decision can have long-term consequences. Vrabel said he needed to step away for counseling and family, and on the surface, that sounds understandable. But in a league built on timing, pressure, and control, this move felt completely out of place. Because coaches don't just leave during the draft, not like this. Not without something bigger happening behind the scenes. And once the full story started coming out, this decision began to look very different. Everything changed the moment those photos surfaced. At first, it didn't even feel real. When images of Mike Vrabel and Dianna Russini started circulating online, the immediate reaction across the NFL world was confusion. People thought it had to be fake, edited, or completely taken out of context, because what the photos appeared to show didn't line up with anything fans expected. But they didn't go away. In fact, they spread faster. The images quickly turned into headlines, and headlines turned into debates. Some fans brushed it off as harmless, others weren't so convinced. The body language, the setting, the timing, it all raised questions. And when both sides initially downplayed the situation, calling it exaggerated or laughable, it only made people look closer. Then came the shift. When Russini quietly stepped away from her role, it added another layer of mystery. Because in situations like this, perception matters just as much as truth. And now, the story wasn't just about photos anymore, it was about what they might represent. What started as speculation suddenly felt like something bigger. But just when it seemed like the story might fade, even more evidence began to surface. Just when it looked like the situation couldn't get any bigger, it did. New images began circulating, and this time they were much harder to dismiss. The moments captured between Mike Vrabel and Dianna Russini appeared far more personal, far more direct. What once felt like speculation was now being viewed in a completely different light. And then came the timeline. Internet users started digging. Dates, locations, past appearances, everything was being analyzed. Some noticed connections going as far back as 2020. Others pointed out overlapping moments that raised even more questions. Now, to be clear, not everything being shared was confirmed, but the volume of discussion alone was enough to keep the story alive. Some fans believe this wasn't a recent situation at all, but something that had been quietly unfolding for years. And that's where things shifted from controversy to potential consequences. Because the longer a story like this stretches back, the more complicated it becomes, not just personally, but professionally. What started as a few photos had now turned into a timeline people couldn't ignore. And if even part of that timeline is true, the implications could go far beyond just headlines. This is where the story takes a completely different turn. Because now, it's not just about a personal situation, it's about potential impact on the league itself. As the connection between Mike Vrabel and Dianna Russini gained attention, a new question started circulating. What happens when a head coach and an insider reporter are that closely connected? Some fans believe this could raise serious concerns about information flow inside the NFL. Think about it, Russini built her reputation on breaking insider news, trade talks, locker room dynamics, behind-the-scenes decisions. At the same time, Vrabel was making those exact decisions as a head coach. That overlap is where things start to feel uncomfortable. One example that keeps getting mentioned is A.J. Brown. Reports linking him to potential moves created waves during the season. Now, people are questioning whether certain leaks may have influenced negotiations, leverage, or even team chemistry. To be clear, there's no confirmed evidence of wrongdoing. But in a league where competitive advantage is everything, even the appearance of a conflict can become a massive issue. Because if information was being shared, even unintentionally, it changes everything. And if the league decides to look deeper into this, the fallout could be much bigger than anyone expected. Now the focus shifts to the organization itself, and this is where the pressure really starts to build. The New England Patriots aren't just dealing with headlines, they're dealing with disruption at the worst possible time. The NFL draft is one of the most critical moments for any franchise, and with Mike Vrabel stepping away during day 3, it creates a leadership gap that's impossible to ignore. This isn't just about missing a meeting. Day 3 is where teams find depth, special teams contributors, and underrated talent that often turns into key pieces later. And for a roster trying to stay competitive, those picks matter more than people think. Without Vrabel actively involved, every decision now carries added uncertainty. Then there's ownership. Robert Kraft has seen controversy before, but this situation brings a different kind of attention. Not just internal, but constant media pressure, questions about leadership, and potential distractions inside the locker room. Because in the NFL, perception spreads fast. And when a team becomes the story instead of the football, it can affect everything, from player morale to future decisions. And the ripple effects of this situation may already be impacting moves across the league. The impact of this situation might not stop with just one team. Across the league, people are watching closely, and some decisions may already be shifting because of it. Take A.J. Brown, for example. His name has been tied to trade discussions, including potential interest from the New England Patriots. But now, with everything surrounding Mike Vrabel, that situation feels a lot less certain. Because players don't just look at contracts, they look at stability. Reports suggest that when a franchise is dealing with heavy media scrutiny and internal questions, it can quietly affect how attractive it looks to incoming players. And in a league where timing is everything, even a small hesitation can change the direction of a deal. It's not just players either. Other teams, agents, and executives are all paying attention. Any hint of instability can be used as leverage in negotiations. And if there are even whispers of a deeper issue behind the scenes, it adds another layer of risk. What started as a personal controversy is now creating uncertainty far beyond one locker room. And if this continues to escalate, the league itself may be forced to step in. Everything now leads to one question: can Mike Vrabel realistically continue as the leader of the New England Patriots? The pressure is building fast. Media attention isn't slowing down, and distractions like this don't just disappear in the NFL. They grow. Some fans believe the damage may already be done, while others think this is something the organization can still manage behind closed doors. But leadership in this league is about control, focus, and trust. And right now, all three feel uncertain. Because if this situation doesn't settle soon, it may not just define a moment, it could define how this entire era is remembered.